TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Hello, hello.
Some of the news this week, you already know if you watch our updates that we put out at the beginning of the week. We had a week that started with war and ended in celebrations. Only in Israel this could happen a week like this. But first, let's say thank you. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. It is an amazing thing to be a part of, the way you guys help these precious people here in the state of Israel. And it's just such a great show of love and appreciation. And it's a miracle in itself how people on the other side of the world, that not even Jewish, most of them, that it's mind-boggling for the people here, the Jewish people here that receive your love from basically it's God's love, and they don't. It's mind-boggling to them, and it's a wonderful thing to see them go through. It really is we really do appreciate it, and it's an amazing thing. Like we say most of the times on these videos, if you haven't yet been a part of this and you feel like you want to, beneath all of the videos are links to the Patreon page and there are links to the Support Us page. Or you can just go to thegoldenreport.com and go to the Support Us page and find whichever way is best for you guys to send your support to help these wonderful people. It is a beautiful thing to be a part of, and we're growing all because of you guys. So thank you. Also, you can always, it's good to like all of our videos and share them with your friends. That's another great way to help us out. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. After our weekly news broadcast last Friday, Hamas put out a statement saying if Operation Shield and Arrow continues till Saturday evening, then they will join in the war against Israel. It may have surprised you to hear when I talked about it in the updates, but most of the Israeli public wanted Hamas to join the war. The reasons is that they would give Israel the right to attack Hamas leaders and strategical targets in Gaza. In the past 4 months, Hamas has attacked us, terrorist attacks, as well as firing rockets from Gaza and Lebanon. So let's not forget that part. That's also something so that we could, But I'm sure all of you guys have already known that it's all over and done with, but we're just recapping on everything that happened this week, right? Because that's what we do here. We give you the news that happened in the state of Israel for the week.
Yes, yes. On Friday afternoon, right when our kids were on their way home, Gaza fired rockets towards Jerusalem and our area. During their bus ride, the sirens went off, and in the skies above their heads were rockets flying and violent explosions. Can you imagine how scared those kids were, and how scared Israeli kids for the last 20-something years of rockets being constantly shouted launched towards Israel?
Well, they started here towards Jerusalem. You can hear the sirens. This is right over the head of right over our house. In the video, you can see the rockets that go right over to the top of the house where we live, and it's difficult to try to raise kids in an environment like that and explain to them what's actually going on. Yeah, but as Saturday, Gaza fired about 1,200 rockets into Israel. Last week, Israel had suffered our first casualties and 1 death from the attacks out of Gaza. Saturday, in one of Gaza's rocket attacks, there was 2 more casualties. This happened in the afternoon in the south near Gaza, and it happened in an industrial area. The 2 Arab brothers from Gaza that were in Israel on work permits, one was killed and the other was seriously injured. Yes, even during the war with Gaza, Israel still approves the Gaza people to come in and work so that the life of the average person there in Gaza wouldn't be so affected, and they have such a little bit better, life during the times we're being attacked by Gaza.
Yeah, actually, they get triple salary here in Israel than what they get from the Palestinian Authority when they work there.
Right. That's why they come here to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Saturday night, Gaza and Israel agreed to a ceasefire. Arabs did the usual firing of a rocket or two after the ceasefire at 10 p.m. Israel this time fired back instead of letting it slide. This ceasefire did not last long when on Saturday night a single rocket was fired, causing Israel to have to fire back. This time Israel attacked a Hamas target. It was a guard tower built to watch over the Israeli border. They have many of those.
Yes, they do.
Israel told Hamas, enough is enough. You are in charge in Gaza, so get control. And we are right.
Yeah.
They are in charge of Gaza.
Yeah, they're the governing party, I guess you would call it. And a lot of us thought that that the fact that Israel attacked Hamas targets, it might have kicked off Hamas coming in. But this time, but the way that Israel handled business, it kept Hamas under wraps, and they didn't fire one rocket. Even when we attacked their targets, they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
On Hamas fired a large rocket out to sea as a protest for what Israel had done. This kind of protest we can handle. You can fire all you want out into the sea. Yeah. You fire them all if was all we care. This shows you that this last conflict, Operation Shield and Arrow, must have had the right effect on the terrorists in Gaza. They seem to be afraid to fire as usual. This does not mean that the Gaza problem is fixed and we don't need to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not what we're saying. It just means that hopefully we will have some time till the next time.
Yeah, this happened on Monday when they just, I think they just tried their rockets to see how far they can.
Yeah, it was pretty clear, that, it was. I was surprised about how well the deterrent was from Israel's response and Shield and Arrow to cause Hamas not to fire. I was surprised. Well, part of it was I was one of the Israelis who kind of wanted also Hamas to kick off and come in running.
Yeah.
But I was surprised at how well it went. It really was. Well, the Israeli people are resilient, to say the least. As soon as the rockets stopped flying, the conversation here turned right back to the price of living and the Supreme Court reform, without even mentioning of what just happened with Gaza. The Israelis went right back to arguing about what we need to do politically.
Yeah.
Just right away.
They even had a protest right away.
Yes, protest. Yeah, thousand.
Yeah.
It's an amazing. It's actually admiring to see how the Israeli people just bounce right back. It doesn't faze them. Nothing.
Recuperate.
Yeah, just right. Like nothing ever happened. Just 5 minutes ago there was rockets above your head, and now everything's back to normal.
Yeah.
Amazing people. Well, yesterday, Thursday, the 18th of May, was Jerusalem Day. This was the celebration of 56 years Jerusalem is in our hands and part of the state of Israel. Ola and I went there. And the atmosphere was absolutely beautiful. As usual, there were two different paths, one by the way of Jewish quarters through the Jaffa Gate, and the other way of Damascus Gate through the Arab areas. This year, the majority chose the way of Damascus Gate. This was most likely because of the feeling of security that is better this year. Even though Hamas threatened to fire rockets if we went through Damascus Gate. By the way, Hamas did not fire any rockets toward Jerusalem or at all, so it went by quietly again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing we went to. It was amazing to see all the young people and young people, old people, everyone just coming out. Most people were dressed in white and blue, flags flying.
Yeah, this was my first time that I went to the Damascus Gate because I feel safe.
Yeah.
I feel safe. Usually, Jews are going to the Damascus Gate. Yeah, they're going, but the feeling is different. You always have police presence because always clashes happen.
Yeah.
So usually you feel uncomfortable as a Jew to go to Damascus Gate, but yesterday it was beautiful. I liked it. First of all, it's a beautiful gate. It's a beautiful,
of course.
and to go through this Arab area, it's beautiful part of the city,
the old city of
the old
Jerusalem.
city of Jerusalem,
Absolutely.
in the state of Israel. But it was also nice to see the parade itself and how people celebrated with the flags and singing songs and dancing. And it shows and it reminds me how different we are from the Arabs.
Yeah.
They are parades are usually very violent. They have weapons. They have shouting death to Jews and stuff like this. And yeah, there were some radicals also.
Of course
we saw
there were.
some, but we saw like thousands and thousands of press running around, and all the purpose, most of them purpose was to find something juicy.
Find that one radical person that says bad.
And we show it to, so Al Jazeera really tried to find something, and they didn't find much. And I'm so proud of even radicals were not too radical this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. It was a great celebration. It's a very important celebration, Jerusalem Day. Since 1967, when we finally got the old city back, Jerusalem back, and the old city. So it's celebrating a very important thing, having Jerusalem back as part of Israel and the capital of Israel, as it should be.
Yeah.
Well, you got anything you want to add?
No, I think I said enough this time.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, don't forget to join us on thegoldenreport.com. And until next time,
Shabbat Shalom.
God bless.